Hey, it's Mike, and we are going to do, well, almost 1K in a day. It's about 970 miles, 60 miles to our house from where we're camped at up here at Sturgis. And my wife wants to do a 1K in a day on the way home, essentially. I mean, she doesn't care if it's exactly 1K. Obviously, you know, if we can do 950 miles, we can do 1K. We're just not going to probably drive the extra 50 miles unless things go really well. Maybe she'll be up to it. We'll have to wait and see how this ends. But we're going to try and do the whole trip home in a day. Now, that may not sound like a big deal. I'm riding a 2024 Street Glide, but I'm testing out a new Mustang seat from Mustang and Codlin. And so it's not a big touring seat. She's going to do this on a Softail with a Saddleman step-up seat. And we're going to see how we feel and how it goes. Now, I've already mapped out gas stops and things like that. All right, so let's see where we're at on our mileage for the trip. 1,865 miles on trip B. 1,865 on trip A. I'm going to go ahead and reset this one. And this is the one we'll use for the trip home. Now, I'm doing this today because we're going to leave early in the morning and I'm likely to fucking forget. That's just the truth. For anybody who's not sure, there's the date, August 8th. We'll leave early in the morning, see how this trip goes. And why are we doing this? Well, it's not for a patch. We're not documenting this or anything else. She just wants to prove to herself that she can do it. We've set her Softail up with a ST fairing and a tour pack, and she's got floorboards and she's got pretty comfortable bars and she's got cruise control. So I think she can tour on this thing, but we want to show other people that you can tour on a Softail. You don't have to have a big bagger to get out and explore this wonderful country and go to places like Sturgis, South Dakota for the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. All right, we'll be back in the morning. All right, first stop, all South Dakota. If we didn't make 150 miles, somebody had to use the bathroom. So we're gonna top off here, and then we'll keep stretching it. All right, she's gonna smoke real quick. I'm gonna take a drink. Make sure you're drinking something. You wanna drink a mine?
I drank a half a bottle of water before we left, so.
That's why the pee break. Somebody drank half a bottle of water, which is good when you're traveling like this. You gotta stay hydrated. I'm trying Prime on this trip. It's a hydration drink. I'm gonna let our group know where we stop for gas while she's smoking. We're gonna get back on the road. So far, my seat's doing great. Her seat's doing good. All right, we're getting gas. We're at Chamberlain. We did about 150 on this stretch. It's getting up in the 80s. Jacket's gonna come off, neck gaiter, that kind of stuff. We're gonna use the bathroom here, eat a snack, drink some fluids, and get back on the road. Keep pushing, everybody's doing good. Try and do another 150 leg before we start shortening them up when it gets hot. If Firecracker keeps feeling good with her seat, her saddle and everything and not feeling fatigued, then we'll keep pushing harder. Otherwise, we'll shorten our legs up to about 100 miles per stop. Getting about 48 miles to the gallon, but averaging about 77, 78 mile an hour. 80 mile an hour speed limit across here. All right, we'll get back on the road. All right, we're at exit 62, just south of Sioux Falls, headed towards Sioux City. Stopped for gas again. We did about 160 on that stretch. She said it wasn't bad, so I think we'll shoot for another 150. If she feels like she needs a break, she'll let me know. She was almost out of gas. She had 30 miles to empty, so we're not going to get much more than 150. We're going to have find gas either way. So we'll just keep shooting for 150 stretches and filling up, and we'll take a break when we want. She's got a bag of beef jerky she's chewing on. That'll keep her from starving. And I'm going to keep staying hydrated. I brought some little like breakfast bars I can snack on at the gas stops. So we'll do that and keep moving. But so far, I'm good. It was kind of cool. A couple of our friends from speed dealers passed us about 50, 60 miles outside of Sioux Falls. And then somebody I know from Harley Davidson passed me, pulled up on a Pan American, waved, and I didn't realize who it was. He full face helmet. I waved back, just figured it was somebody that saw my sticker for the channel on the back of the bike or something. They raised his visor and I knew who it was. So it was cool running some miles with you again, PJ. All right, we'll get back on the road. All right, we just pulled off at Sioux City, and we are going to get us some lunch, take a little break. This is pretty close to the halfway point, and then we're going to get back on the road and hammer on home. We're going to be dark before we get there, but that'll mean it'll be cooling off. So we're right in the middle of the heat of the day, about 2 o'clock. How you feeling so far?
All right.
She says all right. I think she's ready for a little break. We've been hammering pretty hard. All right. Well, that was a quick Subway lunch. I'm gonna get our bikes topped off. She thinks after a little air conditioned break and having lunch there that she can probably be refreshed enough to do another 150. And then hopefully after that the temperature starts to cool off, because it's getting close to the 90s as we get close to Missouri. We're in Iowa now. Again, just south of, or on the south side of Sioux City. We only went about 75, 80 miles from the last stop, so I'll need a couple gallons. All right, we are at Nebraska City exit, about 10 miles from Missouri on the Iowa side. And that was probably a 140 mile stretch. It's in the 90s, up at 89 to 91 degrees through that stretch. So feeling a little bit, the heat starting to show up stuff. So we're gonna take a little break here, get a drink, get some caffeine, whatever, and then get back on the road. It's gonna be after dark before we get home. It's still not too late if we keep pushing on. I think somebody's a little tired, maybe regretting this decision, but we're going to keep trying and keep going for it. I think we can make it. We just may slow down a little bit and take it a little easier and not wear ourselves out. If we get home at 11 o'clock or midnight instead of 10 o'clock, it won't be the end of the world. All right, get something to drink. We'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey, I want to thank Schmidt Law Firm for sponsoring today's video. They're a big supporter of the channel, and without their support, we probably couldn't attend as many events or cover as many things on the road, going to Sturgis, Born Free, all those kinds of things without their support. And they don't just support us, they support motorcycle events in Missouri, Kansas, Northwest Arkansas. If you ever need a personal injury attorney, call Ben Schmidt. Ben's not just an attorney, though. He's also an avid motorcycle collector and racer. He races Old Nortons, and he truly cares about our community and riders, and that's why I'm proud to be associated with Ben Schmidt. Thank you guys for supporting the channel and sponsoring today's video. We got about 244 miles to go. Probably take one more gas stop about halfway, about 120 miles. And more if we need to, but the sun hasn't gone down yet. It's still about 90 degrees, and so we'll just keep pushing as long as we can, or take breaks when we need to. 700 miles we're 713 miles in, so I mean, that's a pretty good day already. I probably would say in the future that's as far as we want to push. I think she'd be happy to be done right now, but we're this close. I think she's going to tough it up and push on through. So let's keep riding. All right, we think it's gonna be our last stop in the daylight for sure, because the sun's almost down. We've got 150 miles to go to the house, but we'll be 50 miles short of a true 1K in a day. Now, the temperature has dropped from 91, 92 degrees to like 82 degrees when we park to get gas, and it's gonna drop more, so she's feeling better. She got some Mountain Dew, some caffeine in her, and the temperature's coming down. She says she's not gonna miss 1K by 50 miles. So we're gonna actually buzz up the highway and back. So we'll have to get gas one more time. It may be too dark to record. Maybe we can find some place with some lights on to still record. We'll just have to see how that works out. But we're gonna get this 1K done, she says. She's feeling a little better. She took some Tylenol and ibuprofen at the last stop. We already knew that she probably needed a better seat for this kind of riding. And we looked at a bunch of seats at Sturgis, and she found something she really liked. Of course, she's got to get it customized. It's got to be purple to go on that bike. So we'll work on that before we go to Born Free, if we make it to Born Free. We're thinking about that. But maybe we can get that seat done before then. That would be a good way for her to test that out on a ride to Texas. All right, let's get back on the road before it gets completely dark. All right, we just got home. A little over 16 hours on the road. It is 11:42 p.m. and trip A says 1,003.9 miles. Took us 14.1 hours on the road with an average speed of 73 miles an hour. Firecracker said there's no way we're getting her on camera tonight after 1,000 miles and 16 hours on the road without any makeup on. Because we got up when it was still dark and started pulling camp. And so, yeah, we'll talk to her tomorrow about her 1,000 miles. I will say I'm pretty impressed with the seat, but there'll be a full review where we'll talk about all that. Because this is my longest day on any trip ever. 700 was my biggest miles before in a single day. Now we just did 1,000, and I did it on a little skinny cruiser day seat.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, it's been a few days since the 1K in a day. I'm not going to call it an iron butt because that's what you get the patch for. We're going to call it a 1K in a day. So you really wanted to do this. So what was the worst part about it? What hurt the worst, or what was the biggest challenge of the 1K in a day?
My biggest challenge was probably my wrist started to hurt, even though I was using my cruise control. I do have my right wrist that starts to bother me ever since I had my motorcycle accident.
So if you were going to do another one, is there anything you would do different to your motorcycle that you think would make it more comfortable or easier to do a 1K in a day?
Probably a newer seat, or a new seat. That's a little more made for going that long distance, is probably my major thing that I would have to change.
So on that topic, you've done a 1K in a day. Would you do it again now that it's been a few days?
Maybe after I get a new seat.
Okay. So you're not totally objective to it, but you probably would prefer to make some upgrades first.
Yes.
Okay. So anything that you would recommend to anybody else about if they're thinking about doing a 1K in a day that they should think about doing, or things they can do that will help them?
Probably drink lots of water, keep yourself hydrated, make sure you're packed and equipped for cold weather, and then for it to change to hot weather. We did quite a bit of stopping in between just to take a little 5-minute break even. So I think that helped me out quite a bit. And I would say just keep yourself hydrated, and hopefully you're not getting sick when you're doing it like I started getting sick.
So you were actually sick for a few days after we got back.
Yes, I was sick with some congestion and just not feeling good.
So yeah, that didn't help things at all. So 1K in a day. How long have you really been riding? This is obviously your longest first time doing 1K in a day. How long have you been riding, and do you think this is something you have to have a lot of experience to do?
I've been riding for 8 years.
Yeah, how many years you been riding?
Okay, so I've been riding total for 8 years, but really riding probably 4 years. And I think it helped me that I've been riding for the 4 years I have, and learning different things to kind of help myself get through it. I'm not saying a new rider couldn't do it, but I've learned a lot over my years of riding, and I just feel that it has helped me to get this goal that I had.
All right, well, that's our 1K in a day, 16 hours. She got it done. And she's really started, like, when she talks about riding 8 years, she only rode a couple thousand miles a year until about 3 years ago when we bought the Sport Glide. You've had the Sport Glide 3.5 years now. So this is kind of the end of your 4th riding season. And she's been doing, 7,000 miles a year, roughly 8,000 miles a year. How many miles are you going to do this year?
My goal is 10,000, but I'm sure I'm going to get over that. I'm over 8,000 right now. So.
All right. All right, you guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you found this entertaining, informative, helpful, and we appreciate all your support. Y'all stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.